Welcome ladies and gentlemen, in today's video we are going to talk about Galadriel, the new ring system that I've created for the game, Ring Nenya, and we will take a look on Galadriel in the form of the Lord of the Rings, Galadriel as ring hero. I'd like to start this video with overview of the original version of Galadriel in the Age of the Ring mode to compare her with the new one. You can see that Galadriel has such abilities as Ring Nenya, the Light of Valinor. I actually thought that this ability is not working, but it's working, and I will explain soon how, and the Storm Queen ability. Galadriel has a unique style of running, but in the new version I returned her the old style. The original Galadriel has a small damage, only 165. These units, orcs, are extremely weak. However, the radius of this attack is 25. For comparison, Elrond has damage 200, but the radius is half smaller. That is a charming visual effect, and Galadriel's Light of Valinor. Everyone who attacks Galadriel will be struck by the Light of Valinor. When enemy units attack Galadriel, they will be injured with 50 amount of damage in response. For comparison, enemy units will receive only 3 units of damage from the attack on Witch King. With Nenya Ring, Galadriel can heal herself and others. This ability has different effect depending on whom we are using this ability. And of course the ability of Storm Queen. Now let's look at the new version of Galadriel that I've created. For the very beginning I would like to add that I've created a new ability for Galadriel's mirror. Now heroes can see visions in the reflection of water. We need to have Galadriel and any other hero to use this ability. This ability does not work for Galadriel, only for other heroes. We only need Galadriel to hold these visions. Without her we are not able to see visions on the ripple of the water. These visions cannot be controlled. They move randomly and revealing us map, hidden objects and units. We will have only 5 such visions. Also, new version of Galadriel has no ability to reveal the map as before. Instead, Galadriel has the ability to read minds of enemies and see everything they see. It can be heroes, monsters and ordinary units. The next innovation is Ring Nenya. At rank 3, Galadriel receives Nenya Ring, which strengthens the structures near the hero by plus 7% armor with each level. With each rank of a hero, the range of this ability increases. All heroes get this buff to level 5, heroes who will be able to pick up the one ring up to level 8, and the Lord of the Rings will be able to use the full power of Nenya, giving a total of plus 70% armor for structures around the hero and really wide range of the buff. Therefore, at rank 1 hero with Nenya strengthens structures by plus 7% armor in the range of 60, at rank 2 by 14% at range of 120, at 3rd level by 21% at range of 180, at 4th level by 28% at range of 240, at 5th level by 35% at range of 300, at level 6 gives plus 42% at range of 360, at 7th level gives plus 49% at range of 420, at level 8 gives plus 56% at range of 480, and at level 9 Nenya gives plus 63% at range of 540, And at rank 10, Nenya will give structures plus 70% armor at the range of 600s. Here you can see the maximum of usage of Nenya ring for Galadriel without the one ring. And actually, why do all these buffs have different colors? When I was creating them, I had to check to prevent the same buff from working at different levels, so I added different colors to different levels of the hero to check. It was easier to understand the mechanism of this complex ability, because with each rank of a hero we actually have a new buff with wider range which required to deactivate the previous one. Then I liked the visual effects, so I've decided to leave it. Now let's take a look on Galadriel's new abilities. Mind reading. At level 1, Galadriel is able to see everything that an enemy unit sees, and thus opens a map around the targeted unit. Chains. At level 5, Galadriel is able to stop every enemy hero for 30 seconds, and this hero cannot move. For this ability I've created a unique buff. Also, Galadriel has a new weapon to attack. I wanted to recreate her attack from Hobbit movie.
I will destroy you.
This weapon is stronger than the original, but this Galadriel is more expensive. Her type of damage is mainly magic, while the original Galadriel has hero type that is much stronger. Also, instead the ability of Ring Nenya at level 8, Galadriel will be able to create a magical sphere that will make friendly units and structures within the sphere invulnerable. However, this protective magic can be destroyed, leveling this effect of the shield. With the One Ring, Galadriel is able to use the all power of Nenya, strengthening the structures up to level 10. At level 10, the structures near Galadriel will receive plus 70% armor in the range of 600s, which is equal to the distance between the two old forms. So let's look at Galadriel as the Lord of the Rings. At level 1, she is able to see everything hidden from the eyes. 15 visions appear on the map, moving freely, alike the visions from the mirror.
We have spotted a strange, sickly creature.
Some of them may attach to an enemy hero, some to an enemy fortress, revealing everything around them. Now you can see a new weapon for structures. This is a different weapon from the one that Galadriel uses to attack units. I've tried to recreate those pictures that depicted the moment when Galadriel destroyed Dol Guldur with her magic. Also at level 3, Galadriel is able to summon dense fog, where enemy units will not be able to distinguish enemies from allies, which will make them to attack each other. She can summon this fog from unlimited distance. The range of this ability is only 100 and it affects enemies for 3 seconds, updating the effect every 2 seconds. So this buff will affect only if the units are standing in the fog, but when the owner of enemy units notice the fog, they can drag out its units from that mist, and the effect of this fog will not influence them anymore. So the effectiveness of this ability is situational. I also added the ability you could see in the Dying mode, the Earthquake. At level 5, Galadriel can split the earth and destroy structures. The destruction of this ability is moderate. It will not destroy a fortress, but it will destroy battle towers or other defensive structures. At level 8, Galadriel is able to control the mind of an enemy hero. This ability I've transferred from Gorima. I think that this ability is best suited for Galadriel because she was described as an elven witch who is able to capture the minds of others, as mentioned by Gimli in the film. However, I think that this ability should be given only to Galadriel with the One Ring, because this ability is extremely powerful. Here you can see her standard weapon to attack enemy units. I tried to recreate the visual effect when Wanda landed on the ruins of Camertach and combined it with a visual effect from the Shazam movie when a rocket was exploded near a car. Galadriel also has an analog of Shield Bubble, which you were able to see in Gandalf, that protects him. At rank 10, Galadriel summons the standard Tornado, which was present in the original version. I cannot imagine her without this ability. That is all about her powers. After death, Galadriel will drop not only the One Ring but also Nenya, if she had it and didn't lost it before. And every hero will be able to pick up Nenya Ring and will strengthen the structures. Here you can see the descriptions for the abilities of Nenya. It was not simple to describe these abilities of this ring. So after Galadriel's death, every hero will be able to pick up Nenya Ring and use it, but only the one who can pick up the One Ring can use the power of Nenya Ring in other elements that I will show you later, up to rank 8. A hero who holds the One Ring will be able to use the whole power of Nenya. Here you can see this effect at first level. We did not see it in Galadriel because she gets Nenya Ring at the third level. At the first level, Nenya gives only plus 7% armor at range of 60, so we have to be very close to the buildings to get the effect. And with each rank up to 5, for Celeborn, Nenya strengthens structures with plus 7% armor and wider range. And you might also notice that without Galadriel the visions didn't work, it appeared and disappeared instantly. I will explain why this works like that in the next part of our video. Now you can see the limit of using of Nenya for Celeborn. Celeborn is an ordinary hero. He will not be able to become the One Ring and become the Ring Hero. Well, maybe he will, but for now he is not picked up in the One Ring, and he is able to use the Ring of Nenya only up to rank 5.
We've improved our building.
We are come now
The
to the
structure has
edge
been
of doom.
expanded.
So let's briefly summarize Galadriel's abilities. She can read minds of enemies, see through their eyes. She is able to cast protective magic. As you can see, enemy units are attacking the sphere and trying to destroy it. Therefore, this shield can be destroyed. Especially it will be vulnerable near fortresses where are catapults. Galadriel can restrain enemy hero by magical chains. And now I would like to demonstrate how the enemy hero will pick up Nenya. Elrond is actually a unique hero. He will not become the Lord of the Ring. He will give the ring all the time to other hero, but I will tell you more about this in the future video about Elrond. However, unlike other heroes, he will be able to use all the power of Nenya and other elements that we will talk about later, even without the One Ring. And now let's talk how the visions on the Ripple on Water were created. This is a new ability that has never been in our game. I always wanted to recreate this ability from books and movies, but it took some time for me to figure out how to create this ability because the Galadriel's mirror did not show clear visions. So I've decided to create visions that will move randomly across a map, revealing us enemies, but we cannot control them. So you don't know exactly what the mirror will show, something like it was described in the books and demonstrated in the movie. The reason why we have 5 such visions is that these visions like to stop at the corner of a map and not move. It is easy to fix. The hero who sees the visions has to move a little and the visions will come to life and move again. For the very beginning, I would like to say that I've added include code to the Galadriel's mirror because I don't want to copy the same part of the code every time I will transfer it to a new version of Age of the Ring mode. Here you can see the special power template, special ability Galadriel's Mirror Visions, which connects all the following parts of our code that creates this ability. We need 60 seconds to be able to use this ability again. As you can see, this ability is limited by the distance to cast and can be applied to all friendly units except Galadriel. Galadriel holds the vision when other hero sees it. Here we have start pause now, because I've decided that we will have this ability available from the moment we build the mirror. We have update module starts attack yes, because we need the ability to be considered activated if we have activated the next part of the code where we have special weapon Galadriel's Mirror Vision spawn. Here you can see this type of weapon. Projectile template name is not a real object but an object on an ejection, such as the visual effect of an arrow or a stone from a catapult. It doesn't attack, but it can have a weapon inside of it, but in our case it is only a visual effect. Warhead template name is our weapon that will attach an object to our hero. This weapon has OCL Nugget, weapon OCL Galadriel's Mirror Visions. This is the link on the list of the objects that I've created for this ability that we can summon. In object creation list include we can find our object that will be summoned when our ability has reached the target. So let's look at this object in the file projectile ini. Here you can see that I've added a 3D model that you can see on the hero. Here you can see this model that has been used as a visual effect for this ability. Actually, these are runes that were created for another purpose, but from the distance it looks just fine for this ability, so I've decided to leave this effect as it is. This code says that we have vision range. Well, actually this here is not required. This is the system object, and to kind of I've added a unique type that was never used for the game. I want to eat you because I needed a type that was never used in the game for auto heal behavior that is located in Galadriel's file, which should only heal this object. In the Lothlorien mirror add include we can see that we have fire weapon update. This is a weapon that attacks our visions all the time. So the mirror gives us a vision and that mirror destroys this vision. So we need Galadriel who will be able to maintain the vision, and with auto heal behavior Galadriel will restore all health of our vision instantly in a limited small radius. As you can see here, this attribute will only restore the type of object I want to eat you. That's why we've added here a unique kind of. Here you can see that in armor set we don't have damage effects because we don't want to see that our mirror attacks our vision. Lifetime update after 70 seconds, our visions will disappear. AI update interface is required for units that move and have a locomotor. This was done because it was necessary to make our object to move to the master. A touch update tells us that this object will attach to every allied hero except Galadriel. Scan range means that from this distance our vision will automatically attach to the hero. Always teleport. No, we don't want this object to teleport with the hero. Anchor to top of geometry. No, we don't want this object to be on top above the head of the hero to whom it is attached. Queue production exit update is here to make our objects appear one by one, not simultaneously. Spawn behavior. We will summon 5 visions and we will not recall these visions from this object. This is one time per life of this object action. Here we see that our main object from the mirror spawns child visions. These child objects have a visual effect and do not have a 3D model. This visual effect simulates ripples on water that you could observe when our visions move across the map. These objects have a limited vision range, Rankulian range 100, but the most important part here is Stealth Detector update, which will show us the hidden objects like Golem. These visions cannot be attacked, they do not interact with other units. As you can see here, some parts of the code here were not needed, such as stance behavior or armor, but it doesn't cause error, so I've left it as it is. It works, and thanks to God. Slave update is a code that controls the movement of our visions by making them follow and react to the movement of the master object that had summoned it. Here we have 4000, which means our ripples can move freely across the map when our main object is stationary. With the Die on Master Death Yes option, we say that our child visions will disappear when the parent object that created them dies. Therefore, the life of the child object is determined by the life of the parent object. Well, I realize that it may be difficult to understand what I've just said, so we will summarize it to make it easier to understand. Mirror of Galadriel has the ability to throw on our hero an object that doesn't harm them and attaches to the body of the hero. This object spawns child visions through spawn behavior. The life of this object depends on the life of the parent object. Mirror of Galadriel constantly attacks the parent object and destroys it, unless we have Galadriel who will constantly heal this object. This is how this ability works and was created. I hope that I managed to explain this clearly, because this ability is not simple but complex, and it required the fulfillment of several conditions for it to work. It was difficult to explain the mechanism of this ability. Well, it was not easy to create it, but I think that this is a very relevant addition to our game.
Do not be afraid. Uveritham. Even unto the ending of the world.
And now let's talk how the Nenya ring was created. It was made on the example of the One Ring, but I've used other method. While the One Ring was applied via the code Citadel Slaughter Horde contain, where we've gotten the upgrades Upgrade Ring Hero, Upgrade Fortress Ring Hero, after getting the parent status Holding the Ring. So when we have the status Holding the Ring, we get the upgrade that allows us to transform the hero into the ring form via the code Toggle Mounted Special Ability Update, where we have code mounted template, where we can add the name of the ring version of the hero or any other hero you like, and you will get the replacement of your hero on that hero which name you've written in the field mounted template. After getting the upgrades, your hero will become a ring hero and will delete the object One Ring. Additionally, I've added the code in the script events XML, which tells that having event name on ring, which we run when we picked up the One Ring, when we had gotten the Holding the Shard status, we get the upgrades Upgrade Ring Hero, Upgrade Fortress Ring Hero, That also allows us to transform into the ring hero. It was actually the Edai mode idea, but I've changed it a little and mixed with the original ring hero system. Actually now I've developed a new simpler method for applying the one ring, and I guess I will replace this method on the newer which doesn't require scripts. Let's look on the Nania ring model that was created for the game. Here we have two versions, one that interacts with light and other that doesn't. I've chosen the one that is not dependent from the seen light. The Nania ring has other from the One Ring principles of applying. Here you can see that it attaches to almost every hero except the created hero because it has independent powers, attributes, upgrade system, and also flying units are not able to pick up the Nania ring because the code that allows all heroes to pick up the Nania ring was added to the capture building include file code as an additional link. And flying units are not able to capture the buildings. And summoned heroes are not able to pick up the Nania ring. All other heroes will be able to interact with the Nania ring. I've used the code unit create collide that says that when we collided with Nania, the ring will disappear and grant us with an upgrade. That was made via next logic. When we pick up the Nania, appears the object grant Nania effect egg, which has immortal body and will be deleted after 3 seconds. That unit has a weapon, like the tornado weapon, but it doesn't attack but grants our hero with an attribute weapon grant Nania that has the upgrade Nania ring. Maybe it is not very logical to name the attribute as weapon grant Nania, but we have what we have. That is an attribute that grants us with the main upgrade. Let's stop here with few remarks. For this unit grant Nania effect egg, I've added the code attach update to make this object stick to the hero, because it happens that hero picked up the Nania ring while being running. In that case, when the Nania ring spawned, the grant Nania effect act, but it hadn't affected the hero because he could run far away from the point where the object had been spawned, and hero was out of range of the weapon that granted the upgrade, and will simply be losing the Nania ring forever. When I added the bigger radius in the weapon, it caused the situation when several heroes had gotten the upgrade multiplying the Nania ring in the game. So I fixed that with an attach update, but sometimes it also can cause the situation when hero run away out the distance of the range to attach. That's why I've also added the interesting code Fire Weapon Collide to the Nania ring code that will paralyze the hero in the case it collided with the ring. That is actually interesting code that we can use in creating landmines, for example. The weapon that grants us an upgrade also paralyzes a hero to apply all upgrades. Let's look at the file with upgrades. It's a separate file that is linked to the capture building include. Capture building, that is a part of code that is present in huge amount of units, and by adding the link to this file, Elven Rings additional include, we add that code to all these files. So technically this code is present in all that units and waiting to get an upgrade to be working. So follow the hands. After getting the upgrade Nania ring, in a second we get the upgrade Nania Barrier that grants us with upgrade Fortress Nania Barrier that removes the upgrade Nania ring in 2 seconds. That was made to prevent having the upgrade Nania ring activate the upgrade chain after death, when object has dropped the Nania ring. At the beginning I've tried the code upgrade die, which should remove all mentioned upgrades on death of the hero, but unfortunately it didn't work. We still have this code for a hero, but it's here more for mental peace. Here you can see that I've separated the code for removing upgrades on different modules. That was made because we have the limit for number of symbols in that field. So the removing of the upgrades that give us the benefits of Nania was made also via code object creation upgrade. It says that at level 1 we are removing upgrade Nania ring, upgrade Nania bearer. It runs every time a hero is created. So our default basic condition is to delete that upgrades. But why it allows us to have the upgrade Nania ring, upgrade Nania bearer, if we are constantly removing it? The answer is pretty simple. The upgrade is a switcher to a module, and it switches only once every time it has all required triggers. So when we build the hero, the game starts to apply all upgrades of the hero, and having basic upgrade object level 1 will remove the upgrade Nania ring, upgrade Nania bearer from the start, regardless to having them or not. That is one-time action. If you pick up the Nania ring, you will get the upgrades upgrade Nania ring, upgrade Nania bearer. Also, as a level 1, we are removing the upgrade Fortress Nania bearer. If we don't have the upgrade Nania ring, we are removing the remover because it also works only once, and if we have this upgrade, it will not delete upgrade Nania ring for the second time. And about the removing of the upgrade Nania ring player, I will explain when we will talk directly about Galadriel and her ring hero version. And here it is necessary to mention about the supportive upgrades. Here you can see that from the start I added to every hero the code that grants them with upgrade object level 1, because not all objects have it, and it caused the situation when our hero hadn't deleted the upgrades. Having upgrade object level 1 will give us the upgrade auto heal attribute 01, and having upgrade object level 2 will grant us upgrade auto heal attribute 02 and removes the previous upgrade auto heal attribute 01, and so on up to rank 10. That are the upgrades from the created hero upgrades list. I've used them because we need to respect the limit of upgrades. Here you can see that to get upgrade auto heal attribute 06, we need additionally the upgrade command center hero. That is the upgrade that is given only to the heroes who are able to become the ring hero. And to get the upgrade auto heal attribute 09 and 10, it's required to have both upgrade command center hero, upgrade command center ring hero that are given to the ring heroes. Also, we have additional removers that are deleting the supportive upgrades with lower number. For example, when we've gotten the upgrade auto heal attribute 05, we will remove all previous upgrades. Upgrade auto heal attribute 04, 3, 2, 1, and so on. And now I will explain why this was made. That upgrades are used to help us to change with each level the attribute modifiers, and the main purpose is to control the attributes via conflicts. As you can see here, having upgrade object level 1, upgrade auto heal attribute 01, upgrade Nania bearer will allow us to use the buff for structures. As you can see, as the attribute modifier include, that bonus Nania structure buff gives us plus 7% armor. Requires all triggers, yes, which means that we need all 3 Z upgrades to get that buff. Upgrade object level 1 will define the required level. Upgrade Auto Heal attribute 01 is used to create the variation of this buff for different types of heroes. As you remember, standard heroes will not have Upgrade Command Center hero, so they will not be able to get Upgrade Auto Heal attribute 06 and higher. Upgrade Auto Heal attribute 05 is their upper bound. Heroes who are able to pick up the One Ring has Upgrade Command Center hero but doesn't have Upgrade Command Center Ring hero, so they will be able to get only up to Upgrade Auto Heal attribute 08, and Ring heroes will be able to get all upgrades up to Upgrade Auto Heal attribute 10, which allows them to use the highest, the strongest attribute. And here we have conflicts with, where I mentioned all higher upgrades that will be granted with each next level up to rank 10, and requires all conflicting triggers. No. So that says that having one of the higher upgrade will make it impossible to use that attribute, and instead of it we will run the attribute that follows the trigger requirements. If our hero has rank 5, she will gain Upgrade Auto Heal attribute 05, and that upgrade is a conflict to the previous attributes, and having it will block the previous buffs. And at rank 5 we will run only the attribute Nenya Structure buff L5, making all other attributes not available, and so on. Here you can see that at rank 5 hero will grant structures with plus 35% armor in the range of 300s. Why I've used that method instead of adding plus 7% with each level to the attribute? That was made because technically that are all different attributes that are increasing its range and has visual effects. If I simply made one attribute that repeats itself, granting us with plus 7% armor, it could cause repeating of the visual effects, making it more difficult to render, and making the situation that the intensity of the buff is determined by the distance of the hero to the structure. So if something is in the range of 60, it could get up to the rank 5 all plus 35% armor, but something that is in range of 300s could gain only plus 7%, and something that is in the range of 200s could gain only plus 21%, and so on, but repeating the visual effects. Here you can see two attributes for a single level. That is the same attributes but for different types of structures to create different visual effects. As you've seen that for walls we have one visual effect and for barracks other. It was made because the Nenya flower visual effect is big and didn't match to the battle towers and walls. So as you can see that with each level the hero who gets the Nenya ring will gain an attribute. You can see here 10 attributes, but actually here we have only one attribute that works on the certain level. And here you can see that units that have upgrade Nenya Bearer will drop the Nenya ring after death. And let's talk more directly about Galadriel. The Nenya ring appears on the map not like the One Ring, not neutral unit drops it after death. At rank 3 Galadriel gets Nenya and will drop it after death, so others can pick up it. Let's take more close look. Having upgrade object level 3, Galadriel will gain upgrade Nenya ring that runs the upgrade chain for Nenya ring that we've discussed. Also with upgrade object level 3, Galadriel is getting upgrade Nenya ring hero blocker in 2 seconds. That was made to prevent the getting of the upgrade Nenya ring each time Galadriel is respawned. As you can see, Galadriel can get upgrade Nenya ring at rank 3 only if she doesn't have the upgrade Nenya ring hero blocker, which we don't delete at all, so Galadriel gets Nenya only once. Also, having both upgrade Galadriel ring, upgrade Nenya barrier will grant Galadriel with upgrade Nenya ring hero player that is used for the ring hero version of Galadriel. Upgrade Nenya ring player is like a container upgrade that was created for the ring hero version, and only ring hero is able to open it and get the upgrade Nenya ring. The most difficult part with that was to create the transition of that upgrades to the ring hero version of Galadriel. That was made via inherit upgrade create, when Galadriel as Lord of the Ring inherited the upgrade Nenya ring player from the standard version of herself, and that upgrade runs the catalyzation of upgrades. We are removing this upgrade if only we don't have upgrade Nenya barrier. And standard Galadriel inherits from the ring hero Galadriel the upgrade fortress Nenya barrier that removes the upgrade Nenya ring that was made to prevent the preserving the upgrade Nenya ring. If Galadriel without the One Ring hasn't reached rank 3, she will get that upgrade Nenya ring in the form she has reached the rank 3. The upgrade Nenya ring is given only once. That is all about Nenya ring at this point. If you have some questions, you are free to ask. And maybe it is necessary to clarify the names of upgrades. The names might seem not logical, but for the very beginning it had other functions. But then I've changed the method of applying the Nenya, but haven't changed the names. If you recreate it, I hope you will give to it more logical names. Maybe I will do that, but for now I don't see a problem with that. And now let's talk how the Galadriel's mind-reading ability was created. That was made on the example of attached spy ability that was used for created hero. That ability has special power template, which is the spine to our ability. That ability requires 1 minute to be reloaded, and that name we are using for common button. In field special power, in options we have need target enemy object. That means that we need an enemy object to make this ability available. And here we have triggered by upgrade object level 1, but actually for abilities that are available from the start we don't need an trigger, and we can simply add no to the field start post and the ability will be available. And update module starts attack, yes, because we need the third part of our code, weapon fire special ability update, special power template. Here we have unpack time 2 seconds, and award for triggering 0, start ability range 10,000. That means that Galadriel can throw this weapon all over the map. And here we have special weapon that will attack the enemy unit and will attach a spy to it. Here we have our weapon. Here we have lead range weapon. That means that our weapon will follow the target. Attack range is actually determined by the special ability in the hero's file. Weapon speed, min weapon speed, max weapon speed 3000. That is the distance per second to reach the target unit. Hit percentage 100%, scatter radius 0. We don't need our weapon to miss the enemy. Delay between shots 5 seconds. This prevents the repeating of our weapon in one shot. Here we have projectile template name, Galadriel attached spy projectile. As you can see, that is an empty object, it doesn't attack, but here we have the visual effect that we've seen, the light that is appearing around the target unit. We have warhead template name, Galadriel attached spy warhead. That is actually the weapon that is spawning the object that will be attached to our hero and will reveal map. Here you can see that object creation list is actually the list of objects. Here you can add not a single object but several objects that you can use. Here you can see that very object. It has side neutral, it is not trainable, it is a unit but not a threat. It has kind of unattackable inert route revealer, and it has vision range and route clearing range 300. It's like the range of the farm. And this object is not destroyable and immortal. It will die only with death of the hero to which it is attached. And here we have behavior attach update, and here we have object filter to what kind of units to attach to. Scan range 100, that was added to prevent the situation when the object is spawned and didn't attach to the unit, so it will be attached at the range of 100 automatically. Always teleport, yes, because we want this object to follow the targeted unit always, and anchor to top of geometry, yes, because we want this object to be above the head of the targeted unit. That is all about this ability. As you can see, we have the weapon is targeting an enemy unit and spawning above the head of that unit an object, and this object reveals the map around the targeted unit. Let's take a look on Galadriel's Light of Valinor ability that was created by the Age of the Ring team. That ability is a modified Galadriel's Fury power. Here we can see special power template, special ability Screech, which is the spine to our ability and holds the part of this code. In special power ini, we can see that we need 3 minutes to be able to use this ability again, and a new special Screech, which defines the logic of this ability that will radiate fear on enemies. Triggered by upgrade object level 3. We need to get rank 3 to make this ability available. If you remember, if you don't want this ability to be available from the start without upgrade, we need just add starts paused no. Update module starts attack yes, because this ability runs from the next part of the code. On trigger or charge special power, special ability Screech Gifts connects this ability to its other version with the Gifts of Lorien. Here we have the attribute that runs for 20 seconds. In attribute modifier ini, we can see that this attribute gives Galadriel plus 10% speed and resist knockback, and also interesting model condition Rider 8. We will discuss that elements in a few moments. Fire weapon when damaged behavior is very interesting code. It was used originally for Witch King as the ability to reflect damage. Technically this ability is not reflection but reaction to the damage, as damage from touching a poison frog or something like that. It doesn't reflect the damage but hits, damages you when you touch it. Starts active no, we need an upgrade, triggered by upgrade mini horde level 3, the name of the upgrade. Permanent no, that means that this ability will work only if we have the upgrade. Reaction weapon pristine, Galadriel Valinor weapon, the weapon that will damage enemy units when you are hit with whole amount of health. Reaction weapon damage, Galadriel Valinor weapon, the weapon that will damage enemies around when you are hit having health that are near max health damaged. Reaction weapon really damaged, Galadriel Valinor weapon, the weapon that will damage enemies when you are hit having health that are near max health really damaged. As you can see, with these 3 weapons, you can create the variation and diversity of weapons for each conditions of your hero. But in our example, we used all 3 same types of weapons, and so was made for the Witch King. In Weapon In, you can see that this weapon has delays a half of a second and damage of 50 on the radius of 30. So if someone has attacked you with damage of 200, that unit will be also injured with damage of 50 in radius of 30. If someone attacks Galadriel from range of 50 and higher, for example with an arrow, the Galadriel Valinor weapon will not reach the enemy unit and will not harm it. So it doesn't actually reflect any percentage of damage, but hits back the enemy with 50 amount of damage, like you hit someone and harmed your hand from that hit. We actually have the code that does really reflect damage, and that was never used in the game or any modifications before. It's the reflect damage code. You can find it in references. Here you can see that it has percentage minimum threshold to reflect. This code is actually reflecting damage. In future videos I will show you how I view that. Damage types all minus flame, minus magic, minus frost, minus structural, minus undefined. Galadriel reflects all types of damage except mentioned. Damage amount 1. The minimum threshold of damage to reflect. If here will be 3, the Galadriel Valinor weapon will not harm enemies that hit Galadriel with damage in the amount of 1 or 2. And how we get the upgrade Mini-Horde level 3 when there is no such upgrade in her experience level Cine. How it can work if in the object creation upgrade with having upgrade Mini-Horde level 2, which is forbidden for that weapon, we are removing upgrade Mini-Horde level 3, which are required for that weapon, and having upgrade Mini-Horde level 3, we are removing upgrade Mini-Horde level 2. Spoiler, the ability is working. Age of the Ring team has used very interesting method. In Galadriel Valinor Unscathed attribute, we see that it gives Galadriel condition Rider 8 for 20 seconds. If we go to Galadriel functions into script XML, we will see event name Rider 8 is active. If we look at this event, we can see that it's available when we have Rider 8 condition. If we go to the scripts Lua, we can see when we have event Rider 8 is active, we are removing upgrade Mini-Horde level 2, which blocks our ability, and getting the upgrade Mini-Horde level 3, which makes our fire weapon when damage behavior available. And additionally we have object creation upgrade, which also removes upgrade Mini-Horde level 2 when we have upgrade Mini-Horde level 3. And after 20 seconds we are losing the condition Rider, which activates the event Rider 8 is not active, which removes upgrade Mini-Horde level 3 that is required for ability to be available, and grants Galadriel with upgrade Mini-Horde level 2 that blocks this ability. And additionally we have object creation upgrade, which also removes upgrade Mini-Horde level 3 when we have upgrade Mini-Horde level 2. And in Weapon In we have additional controllers that make this ability work under certain conditions. Whoever has created this method is true genius. Let's talk how this ability is created. This ability is made on the example of Lord's Cripple Arrow that paralyzes the enemy heroes. In Special Power template we have special ability Galadriel Chains that requires 80 seconds to reload. Triggered by upgrade object level 5. We need an upgrade to make this ability available. Lourdes has this ability available from the rank 4 and Galadriel from the rank 5, because she can immobilize every hero, even Balrog, while Lourdes has exceptions. And this ability has the same range as the Lourdes arrow, and here is our special weapon, Lothlorien Galadriel Stun. So Galadriel throws this weapon on enemy hero in range of 300. In weapon include we can look at this weapon. It has Lourdes attack range of 300 and bonuses. It can hit flying units. And here we have projectile nugget. That code is used as a rule for shooting ranged weapons like arrows or rocks. In other cases we simply use standard weapon pattern like Sauron Mace, where we have only ordinary weapon with damage nuggets. So in projectile nugget we have projectile template name, that is a visual effect of light trails, like silver arrows that flies from Galadriel to an enemy, and visual effect when this object has reached the enemy. Bezier projectile behavior is the movement of this object along the curve that controls its height to make the fly not flat but more realistic. When projectile starts from the height of a unit, increases that height to the middle of the fly and goes down to the height of a target. Warhead template name Lothlorien Galadriel Stun Warhead is actually our weapon that will stun the enemy hero when projectile reach a target unit. Projectile collides with enemies neutral defined sides. You can add here also allies and types of objects. Radius damage effects enemies neutrals defines who is affected by the weapon if the weapon has radius in damage nugget. Hit store target yes, will hit and affect only the object we've chosen as a target for attack. Damage 100, radius 0 because it affects only stored objects. Damage scalar 200%, here we define that flying units will be hurt 2 times more than other units. And here we have attribute modifier nugget, attribute modifier Galadriel Chain Strike. In attribute modifier include, we can see that for 30 seconds this ability will stop the enemy, making its speed equal 0. And here we have the unique visual effect for this ability. As you can see, this is a buff that will run for 30 seconds. In buff ini you can see that very effect. Here we have W3D buff draw and a model. Pre-draw yes means that our model will behave as a real object and visual effect will not be seen above the unit model when the unit covers buff. If there is no such code, the buff will cover the model and will be seen above the model, even if buff effect is inside the unit model. Here you can see that very model that I've created and used for this buff. I've actually created several variations to choose between. And here we have special object filter that defines the unit Galadriel can stop. She can stop all heroes. Also, if you compare this version to Lourdes' weapon, you will notice that Lourdes has bigger damage and greater impact than Galadriel's weapon. I made so because Lourdes is not able to stop Balrog, Sauron and other monstrous heroes, but Galadriel can.
Ring hard is to be.
The enemy elves to battle!
You are not alone. The world has grown full of pain. You have foreseen
Protection Sphere. At rank 8, we are able to summon on the battlefield the magical sphere that will protect allied units. As you can see that here we don't have the special power module that was present in previous examples we've discussed. That's because pattern OCL special power has inside itself the code, start post and other elements that we've used via special power module. We need 3 minutes to refresh this ability timer and specific enum in special powers ini that has spawn type, and we can summon this object in the range of 500 from the hero location. At certain location we can spawn that OCL. In object creation list include we can find a link on our object that we are spawning, and in projectile ini we can find this object. We can actually place it wherever we want, it doesn't really matter. I've created several models for that power shield and have chosen X Protect spell W. Here you can see that this is a unit, it's a big threat, enemies are able to attack it and destroy. In Armor ini we can see that that protection sphere is vulnerable against magic, structural, siege and lethal to flame and frost damage types. It has health 20,000, so that object is pretty tough. This object will live only for 30 seconds. And this sphere will make every object inside of it, whether it unit or monster or structure, completely invulnerable on the time the sphere exists. What is actually invulnerability? Here we can see combined modifiers invulnerable and create a hero invulnerability modifier. The last one is located in create a hero game data include and defines the impact of different types of damage. Here we can see 0, so all the types of damage have no impact on the object while they are covered with that buff. Now let's take a look how Galadriel's Storm Queen ability works, discover how she changes her model and ability to attack enemies. This ability was made by the Age of the Ring team on the example of the Aragorn's Blade Master. The ability becomes available from the rank 9 when we are getting an upgrade. We have special power template, special ability Galadriel Storm Queen, and in special power ini we can see that this ability has enum special hero mode. The main code that runs this ability is hero mode special ability update, which gives us an attribute Galadriel Storm Queen self that gives Galadriel plus 33% armor. Despite the fact that here we have model condition weapon set hero mode, this condition is triggered via the code hero mode special ability update by itself. Even if we don't have this condition in attribute modifier ini, this condition will run via code hero mode special ability update, because this module pattern is chained to this condition and triggers it. When we run this ability, we activate the model condition state weapon set hero mode and change the model on the one that is mentioned in this condition. Here you can see this model. Age of the Ring team has created a new version of Galadriel's model, but I essentially don't understand this replacement because original Galadriel's model is one of the best models in the game. So I simply placed here the old version. Also, when we activated this ability in weapon set field, we are changing the weapon to attack for the time this ability is active. That is the Wind Blast we've discovered. So, summarizing, Hero Mode special ability update triggers weapon set hero mode that changes the appearance of Galadriel by changing her model, and for the time this ability is running, it replaces the basic weapon in the weapon set on the one that has condition weapon set hero mode. That is all about Lothlorien Galadriel's abilities. And now we will talk about Galadriel and her abilities with the One Ring. How I've created Galadriel's dynamic vision. That was made via code spawn behavior. From the start, Galadriel will have this ability active. Actually, here I'm not sure that we need that upgrade, and I guess this part here is access. So our Storm Queen spawns 15 objects. Spawned requires spawner, yes, says us that if we don't have Galadriel, the visions will gone. But actually this is controlled by other code, but we will discover it soon. Spawn template name, the names of objects we spawn. Here we have 3 types of objects. It will spawn 5 objects of these 3 types, making it 15 objects. Spawn replace delay before replace the faded objects. And additionally, this parameter is controlled by the code queueProductionExitUpdate that manages the exit delay and position of spawned objects. Fade in time. In 3 minutes and 30 seconds, these objects will die to be replaced by the new one. Actually, the lifetime of that object is controlled by the code lifetime update inside that object. Spawn inside buildings, no. Can reclaim orphans, no. Actually, if here no, we don't need that part, because as a default, here will be no. Galadriel will not spawn units when she is inside a building, and she will not possess the same objects, for example, if there were other Galadriel that had died. In projectile file we can see that objects. I've commented W3D scripted model draw because for the very beginning I needed this to see the object's behavior.
History became legend. Legend became myth.
These objects don't collide with enemies and enemies should not attack them. Well, actually enemies sometimes can attack it, especially the variant that attaches to the hero. That's why it has invulnerable armor and stealth. These objects have AI update interface because it has locomotor, and after 3 minutes and 30 seconds it will die. And here we have stealth detector update that reveals us the hidden objects and units at the range of 100 and rescans the territory once on half of a second. One of these objects, Galadriel side object, freely moves across the map. Other Galadriel side object Slaved moves freely across the map, but it is able to attach to the heroes, and Galadriel will see every move that enemy hero makes. Galadriel side object STR will move freely until it finds a fortress of enemy and it will attach to it. These objects are not controllable. Code slave update makes them follow its master, and their lives are determined by the life of the master. So these objects will simply move freely across the map at range of 4000. Most of the maps have range 2000 and big maps have range of 5000, so that distance is pretty large. Here you can read the comments about this option that Age of the Ring team made for this pattern of the code. Die on master death yes, when the master dies these objects will fade. Mark unselectable yes, makes these objects not selectable, and that is all about the mechanic of this ability. At rank 3, Galadriel is able to summon the Mist. This ability is not ranged, so Galadriel is able to cast this fog all across the map. We need 1 minute and 40 seconds to refresh the ability timer, and via code OCL special power we summon out the fog. In object creation list include, we have the codes and the visual effect for this mist. Actually, we could add this effect inside the object, but it is just fine. Here you can see that this fog will be present on the map for 1 minute, and at that location in the range of 100, it will affect all enemy units, making them hostile towards each other via attribute Galadriel Descent modifier that affects only enemies. The main concept of this ability is that Galadriel summons dense fog, and enemies could not distinguish allied units, starting seeing them as enemy. So this attribute Galadriel Descent modifier has model condition Emotion Descent, which controls the behavior of enemy units, making them attack each other. The effect duration is 3 seconds and effect refreshes in 2 seconds, so if the owner of enemy units will notice the fog, they are able to drag out units from that fog and the effect will not influence them anymore. So this descent effect works only in certain area, not like other similar abilities with that modifier that affects units for 30-40 seconds. That is all about this ability. Earthquake. This ability was transferred from the Edain mode and made with the same method as the previous one, triggered by upgrade object level 5. We need to get rank 5 to make this ability available, and starts post yes, that tells us that only after getting the upgrade we will be able to use this ability. Available at start, yes, this code makes the timer of the ability available from the start, connected with starts post. If here and starts post is no, the hero will be built with the timer like ability have been just used, and we will need to wait before use it. If we get the needed upgrade in unpause special power upgrade, the timer will be refreshed automatically, and if we don't have unpause special power upgrade, we will need to wait. But actually here we don't need this code. I guess I've just copied it from Edain mode and didn't notice it. As a default, our ability is active, and if there is no such code mentioned in OCL special power or special power module or other module, then here will be yes. As you can see in the object creation list include, that this ability is a copy of the Earthquake from the spellbook, but with weaker damage and smaller radius. Spellbook Earthquake piece is just a visual effect of ground destruction that is located in file system ini. and Galadriel Earthquake is an object that holds our weapons for this ability. Here we can see that this object cannot be attacked, it has no model, immortal body, and will be deleted in 10 seconds. Here we have Fire Weapon Update that holds different weapons on different phases. All these weapons are one shot, so there will be only one hit from them. First weapon will activate the Uncontrolled Fear in the radius of 150 and will influence only enemies and neutrals. After 800 milliseconds will be activated weapon Galadriel Earthquake Phase 1 weapon that will damage only structures with 500 amount of damage and only half amount of the damage to the fortress type structures. And then one by one will be activated similar weapons but with bigger radius up to phase 5. And this weapon has visual effect of dust. That is all about this ability.
A foul nest of goblins. They invade our fair land.
Mind Controlling. This ability was transferred from Grima to Ring version of Galadriel. At rank 8, Galadriel will be able to convert enemy hero for 30 seconds. This was made via co-dominate enemy special power. The same pattern is used by Saruman, but he converts only infantry, cavalry and monsters. Here we have the link to the visual effect to this ability. I will record separate video about creating visual effects. We need 3 minutes to be able to use this ability again. Here we can see that Galadriel is not able to convert heroes who are able to pick up the One Ring. This was made because if hero is able to mount and dismount and replaces themselves in such way, and we convert such hero and Galadriel dies, that hero will be able to pick up the One Ring and will become the ring hero of your Lothlorien faction. That is one inaccuracy of this code. And other disadvantage of this code is that despite the fact that you can control the enemy hero temporarily, sometimes if converted hero attacks enemies, he can stay on your side permanently. I guess that is the main reason why this ability was removed from the Grima's command set. But I think that for the Ring version of Galadriel, this ability is very suitable, as only she was described as an elven witch who can possess minds of others. In references you can find additional settings for this ability as permanently convert yes, to convert permanently if you wish, or to add some attributes that will run with that ability. That is all I can tell you about this ability. And the last Galadriel's ability is the original Tornado. I cannot imagine her without this ability. It was made like other previous powers that spawn objects. So we drop OCL that contains Tornado. That is a simple object that has Fire Weapon Update that harms enemies within its radius. Here is present interesting code Orients to Camera. That makes our object always be oriented to the camera. That's why we don't see that side of this model. That is all about Galadriel's abilities. I hope you enjoyed this video, and on this channel I add videos on both Ukrainian and English, so you can find the version you like in the video list. Thank you for watching and happy modding!